Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Students, I'm going to introduce a website with you people to perform some basic experiments virtually. Hall effect experiment is one of the experiments in our physics lab. Practically, when you will come physically in university, you will perform this experiment. But this lab, virtual lab, will help you to understand the basic concept, basic methodology, how Hall effect works practically. So I will send you the link of this website so that you people can perform the experiment and check how magnetic field and other factors work on effect on the this Hall effect, Hall voltage, and other properties which we can study through this Hall effect. So Hall effect basically used to understand to measure the some properties related to electric properties. Some means one of them is charge carrier concentration, most important property which we can measure using Hall effect. So apparatus required for this purpose written over here. Mainly we required current source, magnetic field source, how to we use apply magnetic field using electromagnet solenoid coils, and then measure the magnetic field using Hall probe with Gauss meter or Tesla meter, and measure the Hall voltage which produces as a result of the external electric field and magnetic field. So you are already aware of the theoretical steps with, through which we draw the equation of the Hall voltage and then Hall coefficient. Figure equation 4 and 5 are the important equations for you, especially when you look at equation number 5, in which the Hall coefficient is related to Hall voltage and thickness T for thickness of the specimen whose magnetic field we are going to measure. Sorry, charge carrier concentration we are going to measure. Then current and applied magnetic field. At one in one step, you will keep the one of the variables constant. Means if you vary the kernel current through the specimen or sample, then magnetic field will be variable. You will vary the magnetic field, then you will measure the Hall voltage, and then uh, you will see the what is the value of the Hall coefficient. And second step, you will fix the magnetic field and keep on changing the current, and you will find the Hall coefficient, and then using the Hall coefficient value, you can find the charge carrier concentration, and also the nature of the charge carriers, whether these are the positive charge, negative charge, whatever it is. So these are this is the theory related to the Hall effect. This is also well explained in your coursework, so I'm not going into the details of these experiment mathematical steps to solve these equations. So here is the simulator given and procedure as well. I will exactly explain the procedure using this simulator. You can see there are some apparatus here. One of them is current source, which you will apply to the solenoid so that you can apply the magnetic field. Here is a Hall probe, which will be inserted between these four pieces of the solenoid so that we can measure the magnetic field at the particular values of the current. As will you keep on increasing the value of the current, magnetic field will be get stronger and stronger. And it will be measured by this Gauss meter. In our lab, we usually use the Tesla meter in most of our labs. So Gauss is also unit of the magnetic field. You can find the you can use the Gauss meter as well. So first of all, and there is another difference in this lab, and practically we use the in PV experiments. that we simultaneously apply the magnetic current and measure the magnetic field and simultaneously measuring the Hall voltage. But in this experiment, both steps are differently performed. First of all, we will see how much magnetic field produced as a result of the current when we apply some current to there. So look at the screen right now. From the top right corner, there is a variable given magnetic field versus current. There are two. One of them is Hall effect setup. This is magnetic field versus current. So when we insert the probe, this will message will appear on the screen. Click on the wood. When we click on the wood, probe will enter into the region between two pole pieces. So Hall probe working is another required some discussion is the practical application of the Hall effect itself. So you need to study this separately how Hall probe works. And when it is connected with the Gauss meter or Tesla meter, it provides us the magnetic field in space in between these pole pieces. When you will increase the current through current source, you will see there is increase in the value of this Gauss meter. So from this one, here thickness and Hall current are fixed because Hall current is not yet applied and there is no material inserted between these two pieces. These will not be cannot be changed here. So at the bottom of the screen, you can see the results as well. So there you need to draw the table first. Magnetic field range current starting from 1 ampere. When you will increase the point one up to 1.5 ampere, you will see the change in the value of the Gauss meter. So note the value of this magnetic field. Now increase the current to 2 ampere. Now again note the value of the magnetic field. So similarly, it keep on increasing the current and keep on noting the magnetic field value. You will apply up to 5 ampere current. So this limit is different in different operators. In our lab, we can apply up to 20 ampere current to the solenoid. But anyhow, you can use this in up to 5 ampere and will note the corresponding values of the magnetic field as a result of this current. So now, in order to find the charge carrier concentration or to study the Hall effect parameters, we will select through the menu Hall effect. Now, there is a specimen appear on the screen. It may be some now that specimen is inserted between these four pieces. You can select different specimen from here. But this is virtual lab. You can select any of the material. But in our practical lab, we use special copper or zinc. So you can select copper, gold, aluminum from this one and can change the thickness, can change the Hall current. So it's up to you. You can keeping all these factors constant, just changing magnetic field and then find the Hall voltage value from this meter, multimeter on the screen. So when you will, as we know from previous table, what will be the magnetic field at 1 ampere? Simple. Now we have to note just the Hall voltage value of the Hall current and Hall voltage. At 1 ampere current, this is the value of the Hall voltage. Now, when I will increase the magnetic current value at 1.5, this will be the voltage, Hall voltage value. At 2 ampere, Hall voltage value increases. So this is basically direct relation. So up to 5 milliampere, you will note the corresponding value of the Hall voltage and Hall current value. So which is fixed in this situation 1 milliampere. So it's up to you now. You can study different materials using this setup. So this virtual lab setup will provide you with a lot of information about the Hall effect. So after completing on these steps, you will complete the tables for each material. For example, you fix the thickness, fix the Hall current, everything fix. Just measure the what will be the effect of the changing the material. So you will see there will be different values of the Hall coefficient for gold. Different value will be for aluminium, gold, and germanium, which is semiconductor. So all the gold, copper, aluminum are all metals, but they will have different values of the Hall coefficient, which means they will have the different conductivity values, different resistivity values. So it means Hall coefficient is the basically like just like some other properties, the fundamental property of the material, which will provide you the information about the conductivity, charge carrier density, charge carrier concentration of the material. So this experiment is more important to study the semiconductor properties of the material. Uh, so you can compare all these values, spend some time to understand this very important experiment, and then study the material using this virtual lab setup. You can reset again, perform the same procedures. These are the tables required to complete, and then solve this assignment. Here are some questions written, so you will need to solve these ones. Some more videos, more simulation were given in this link. So go into the link and also clear your basic concepts about the physics lab. So if you have any query, please don't forget to ask the question. Don't hesitate to ask the question. You are always welcome.